Hi everyone, my name is Denise. I'm from Argentina and I live in Bosnia and Herzegovina, specifically in Banja Luka. I'm going to start creating content in English because I think you guys can help me in my new life as a mother here in this beautiful country. So, the video for today will be about my thoughts and my perception and my journey being pregnant here in Bosnia. I must say that in the 9 months, well, I haven't reached 9 months yet, I'm almost 8, I've encountered some moments, some interesting moments. I've had great times, I had great moments, great months, and others not so much. So I wanted to share with you my thoughts, first of all the respect in the world, and perhaps looking for your opinion and your explanation if you have any, because I have a lot of questions. For those of you who don't know, I've lived here for almost 2 years. Previously, we were living in Dubai and we decided to settle down here after I lost my job as a flight attendant. So far it's been great. I have to say that I managed to escape winter 2 months every year, and so far it was fine. However, I got pregnant when we were entering winter, and that really was messed up. Weather-wise, it was really difficult for me to be in the cold, in the snow, and then all the hormonal chaos. And it was a month of festivities, you know, like Christmas, New Year's, and then the Orthodox Christmas and New Year's, and Slavas, and peak of Corona. Actually, I got Corona while being pregnant, and I was like, what the fuck? Just take me back to Argentina. So after spending 2 months in Argentina, we came back and the sun started to come out. Spring kind of arrived and my big belly started to grow and stuff. One of my main concerns when I moved here was health services, health insurance. Eventually, when I would fall pregnant and have to deliver, where is that going to happen? So I went to see a doctor. I went for some checkups when I first moved here, and I went to the public hospital. And I was like, no, cannot deliver here. I just, no. I understand usually, and in my country it's the same, the best doctors are at the public hospital, but the one thing that really troubled me were the facilities and the conditions of the facilities, and perhaps the cleanliness and overall maintenance of the building. So I could not see myself, on top of not knowing the language and going through such a traumatizing thing as it is to give birth, to do it in such place. So I started to stress a little bit. We were informed about this private clinic. I've been going there and I will deliver there. Of course, it's with private health insurance, so we had to pay some money, but I feel kind of more at ease because it's a nicer place, and some of them speak English, and I kind of feel a bit more, I don't know what's the word, I just feel like giving birth there. The thing that kind of shocked me is, although I don't speak the language, I do feel like there's a lack of communication, yeah? So I don't feel, and this is where I need you guys to give me your perspective, I don't feel like people speak openly about maternity here or about physical symptoms. Or I have to say, I know I am Latina and I know we are very passionate and we share our feelings constantly. So sometimes I get the feeling here people don't like to talk about their feelings. But in this case, like, my hormones are crazy. So I want to talk about what's happening, you know? There's a lot of mental health connected to pregnancy as well. So I wonder if that is something that is commonly discussed here or not really. So of course I have to go through all the doctor appointments with my husband. He's translating and he's a man. Like, I don't expect him to know everything about the anatomy of a woman's body or what pregnancy should be like or what is actually the birth going to be like, you know? In a way, it's a positive thing because he's forcefully informed about this. I just feel like there is a lack of communication between doctor and patient. It's like every time we go to the doctor, I have to ask her like, so what happens next? And what happens next? And what else? Instead of her informing us as being a first-time parent. Then also I have a doctor back home who I speak to via video calls to compare what kind of tests I'm doing here and the checkups, and then I just send him the results and he kind of tells me in Spanish what to expect and what's happening. And I did find it a bit surprising that some things that he was asking for over there were not being asked for here. That was something else, but it's fine, you know, like at least I can speak to a doctor back home and then I have the physical doctor here. Now, this is something very intriguing to me and to my foreign friends who also live here. So I understand that at the public hospital, men, like the husband, they're not allowed to be with their wives while going through labor, like from the beginning of labor through delivery and such. I was very shocked by this because, as I said, giving birth could be quite traumatizing, and to go through it alone without like a family member or your husband, I cannot imagine it. So I want to know, is it like this somewhere else? Like, is it like why? First, I want to know why. Second, I want to know if it's also where you guys are. Is it like this? Like, is there not an option where the husband can be with the wife while delivering? And this brings me to another question, concern and worry, is this festivity tradition of the father of the baby going to have drinks while the mother is delivering or after the mother has delivered. Can someone explain, please, why, how, what? Like, so maybe for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's a tradition here that as soon as the great news of the baby being born and healthy and the mother is also fine, the father along with the male friends go get smashed. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm just gonna leave it there, and I would like to hear your thoughts about this. I wonder also if there's a name for this specific celebration. My husband told me, but I can't remember. So your thoughts, please let me know. And also another thing I wanted to mention is talking about communication. I don't feel that people talk a lot about maternity here and stuff. Do you feel like, this is my perception and my point of view, this is a very macho culture, macho oriented, misogynist in a way? Like, I am getting this feeling, not because I'm living it in the first person, because I'm a foreigner and rules have been set in this house, but I feel or I sense that the role of the woman in this society is to be domaćica, housewife, have kids and take care of them and cook and stuff like that. I'm not saying it's not like that in a lot of other countries, but where I'm from, we're past that, yeah? And roles are kind of equal right now. The father takes care of the children as much as the mother can work as much as the father, and you know, like the household is kind of 50-50. So I want to hear your opinion about this, because that's kind of the sense I get sometimes when I say that I work from home, because I work online, and you know, like I have a salary every month and I pay for my own stuff and my expenses, and sometimes it can be quite surprising to people. I don't know if it's because the circle of locals who I deal with is from another generation. Perhaps the younger generation like mine, which I don't really speak to that much, it's different. I want to believe. Yeah, if you guys have any input on that, help a sister out. You know, like, nevertheless, who knows how my pregnancy would have been if I was living in Argentina. I am quite happy here how family oriented the society is. I can go out on the street. I love to see kids are walking to and from school on their own. It's super safe. There's a lot of recreational activities for kids, for families. Not so happy about the smoking indoors, but we'll get to that when the baby comes. But I do like to, I like to see how family oriented the country in general is, and that is something I haven't seen a lot in my years of traveling. Definitely, it's not something very common back home. So I think I'm in the right place right now in this moment of my life. Also, I'm super excited to have a mixed child. Like, I love my culture so much, and I like to see how rich and passionate the Serbian culture is. So I think it's pretty cool. And she's gonna speak like 3 languages, I hope. Dios mío. So Spanish, English, and Serbian, and that would be so cool. Like, she will have the best of both worlds, yeah? So yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm going through this here. It's an adventure every day. I mean, pregnancy in general, it is. I'm gonna leave a video for later about this mix of cultures. I mean, imagine we have to talk about names, religion, these traditional festivities, traveling, where is she gonna grow up, what language is she gonna speak. So I'm gonna leave that for another video. If you have any questions or any comments or opinions about it, let me know. And yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know where you're from and what do you think about everything I said. Again, everything hopefully was understood respectfully. If not, show me. Try to make more videos in English so I can share my experience living here, and možda uskoro na srpskom. Nadam. Nos vemos. Gracias. Vidimo se.